Hey guys, this is Coach Marco Robert, and thank you so much for watching my channel. Guys, today I want to talk to you about something that is very, very close to my heart, and it's called how to innovate, create value, and actually dominate in any business, right? So how do we actually create value? Where does that concept come from? Well, you see, the first thing that you need to understand is that business, by definition, is simply an exchange of value for value. That's what it is. So if you want to succeed in business, the more value you bring to the marketplace, the more potentially you can actually grow your business, right? You need to bring more value. So where does value come from? What is this concept of value? Well, let me explain this to you. If you want to create more value, first and foremost, you need to understand a specific demographic. You understand that if let's say you're making wedding dresses, right? You're gonna have a demographic. You're gonna have a target market. You're gonna have a niche that you actually want to work with. So you need to create an avatar. You need to understand who is that person who's gonna come and buy a wedding dress from me, right? So you need to understand, you need to be able to put yourself in her head, right? So you need to understand from a demographic perspective, you know, is this a man or a woman, right? Well, most likely it's going to be a young bride. From a demographic perspective, how old is she? You know, how educated is she? You understand that if you sell a wedding dress to an uneducated, woman who didn't graduate from high school who's 25 years old, most likely that dress is going to be different than if you sell to, 28-year-old with graduate degrees, okay? So you need to create kind of a demographic spectrum, a demographic identity of the person that you actually want to sell to. Step one. Step two, you need to understand this person from a psychographic perspective, right? What do I mean by psychographics? Psychographic means, how does she think? Is she more liberal? Is she more conservative? Is she Mormon, or does she not have a religion? You understand? Like, the psychographics attributes are basically what is going to affect her tastes. So you need to define that person, okay? Put her in a box. That's step one. And the reason why you do this is because the only way you can create value is if you really understand the person you're going to be creating value for. If I say just, hey, design a wedding dress. You understand that there's a lot of different wedding dresses that you can design? There's a lot of different tastes out there for wedding dresses. I mean, a wedding dress for an Indian wedding is very different than a wedding dress for a Catholic wedding. You understand? A wedding dress. So you need to clearly define your target market. Step one. Then you need to be able to feel what this target market actually desires. Okay? That's why we do that. Step two is now you need to understand what is the pain in this target market. What are some of the challenges? What are some of the frustrations? What are some of the concerns that this woman has when she's buying a wedding dress? Right? You need to understand that. And if you don't, you need to research it. But you need to understand the pain, the problems, the issues, the frustrations, the concerns, the challenges. Okay? What are the challenges that they have when they actually want to buy a wedding dress? Then you start feeling what it means to buy a wedding dress for that 28-year-old graduate student. Okay? Number three, you need to ask yourself, what does she really yearn for? Right? What is kind of a secret yearning that she may have that maybe she's never even shared with anybody else? Like, even if you ask her, hey, what do you want in a wedding dress? She wouldn't even say that. Like, she would just say, I want a wedding dress and I want a beautiful, right? But what's the secret yearning? Is it maybe that she wants to feel like a princess? Is it that she wants to be the center of attention? Is it maybe that that she wants her bridesmaid to envy her? Do you understand? Like, a woman would not even admit that to herself. But deep down, there is a desire that is so deep. Like it's like a yearning. excuse me, once you understand that, once you understand who this person is, once you understand what they are trying to avoid like the plague, once you understand what they yearn for, then step number 4 is you need to start innovating, and now you start creating a solution. Now you start designing the best dress. Now you start designing, excuse me, now you start designing, you know, the best way to sell her that dress, to present that dress. Now you start making sure that she is going to really appreciate this dress. You create a solution that actually comes and fulfills her deepest desires. And then the last step is now that you have a solution, you figure out like, what's the best way to actually present it to her. You understand? You want to become more successful in business? You want to thrive? You need to create value. How do you create value? You create value by innovating, by creating solutions that are more adapted to a target demographic. And how do you do that? First, you need to have a very clear definition of that target demographic. Then you need to understand their pain. You need to understand what they yearn for. Then you create the solution. Now, as much as this sounds extremely simple, I can guarantee you, my friend, that most businesses out there do not do that. In fact, most businesses out there come up with a product and then they try to figure out how to sell it to someone. When you start not from you, not from the product, but you start from a target demographic, and then you feel what these people want, and then you create a solution, your product is actually a value creation. It's an expression of innovation. Guys, people will want to buy this. Now, the next step after that is simply to put together some marketing campaigns and revenue generation campaign and sales campaign to actually sell this. But that comes after you've innovated, after you've created massive, massive value for these people. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Coach Marco. This is how you innovate. If you liked it, please hit the like button right now. Also, make sure you comment. Guys, I love to interact with you and your comments. I think we're having a lot of fun on this channel. And also subscribe to the channel. I create a lot of videos like this, and I love to, you know, we're getting closer and closer to 100,000 videos here. And as soon as we hit the 100,000 videos, it's going to be fantastic. So make sure that you hit the buttons. Make sure that you watch the other videos here. This is Coach Marco Robert. I'll see you guys later. Take care.
Guys, this is Coach Marco Robert. Remember, if you keep on doing what you've always done, you're going to keep on getting what you've always gotten. Click on the next videos and continue your education.